Is paying players really that bad though?
I think.
Who do you know like that was like getting paid? Actually,
I know. I was trying to. I was trying to ease into it, but go ahead. Luke. Yeah,
you can just name a number of players.
Man,
I feel like we're past the date where it even matters. All the sanctions have already happened.
You know,
like we know Reggie was getting paid.
We'll keep it raw.
Yeah.
I was getting paid. And the thing about it is, people see it as black and white, right and wrong, right? No, there's a gray area. It's like, I didn't grow up rich. I didn't have a lot. That money could have gave me a lot of things that I wish my mom would have bought me. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it really came down to is I went with those little Hot Wheel cars, right? When I was a kid, my mom didn't have enough money to get us one. Yeah. Or she had the money, but she's like a saint. She gives money to like the poor, right? She gives the money to the church. Like she's a very godly woman, right? So there's a lot of things I didn't have growing up and wanted. And, it wasn't necessarily SC that paid me. How they pay you, not SC, it's just the community pays you.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
It's not Pete Carroll, like everyone thinks, Pete Carroll and the administration, hey, Emmanuel, here you go. Like,
great game.
Great game.
But it has to be trickled down, like, where, like, the commands, right?
Oh, no,
like,
it's...
You're saying where they know about it?
Where they like, hey, like, we need to get this guy.
No, this is how it works, right? USC is in one of the richest areas in the United States. Emmanuel Moody gets the player of the game, right? Now he goes out to town. He meets some rich investors, some rich guys out there, right? Because who he's rubbing shoulders with, because at that time, we were the stars. There was no LA Rams. There was no LA Chargers.
True.
It was USC football. That was it, right? So I'm rubbing shoulders with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and all these guys, right? And then they obviously know I'm a college student. How you doing on funds? That's how it starts. Yeah. How you doing on funds? And you want to work for my hedge fund? And here's an envelope. What's your routing number?
Wow.
Literally, that's how it works, right? Because they just want to be around you.
Right.
Yeah, and they want to help you out, and they want to feel like they're doing good for a kid who's has a future and
doing big things.
Yeah. So,
you can't say no either.
Oh,
no
you
way.
can't say no. I mean, just from like the personal standpoint of like you can't reject them, but two, like you need it almost.
We're struggling.
Yeah, you're struggling.
I'm asking my mom for money.
Yeah, it's like
this little stipend's not gonna pay for my car payment, gas, food. Am I supposed to be just a robot and not go out and have fun?
Right.
Have a nice dinner sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just balled out in the game. You want to go to a nice dinner, maybe you got a girlfriend or something, and you want to get her something nice too, right? Am I gonna wear the same clothes every day? Right?
No. Exactly.
Yeah, so you want to get a nice outfit, and because you live in LA, you can't dress like a bum.
I was about to say you got to keep up at the area.
There's a lot of pressure.
Too,
There's a lot of pressure,
and the image.
I think I think you broke it down perfectly. So many people just look at it from a black and white standpoint. There is a gray area where it's like a lot of players are struggling.
They don't see the human.
They don't see the human part of it, right? Like you can't put a face to it. You can't put a life and a story to it, and that becomes the issue with why people have a problems with paying players. Like it's because they don't really see the story. Like there's a story behind that.
It's really the rich having a problem with it.
Yeah. In other colleges too, they can't afford it.
Yes.
Or that just don't have the community to support it.
Yeah. They don't see the situation within the player. It's another coach who's getting paid a lot, bagging on this player, who usually a lot of these players don't have much at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like I didn't have much at all. It's like it hurt for my family to even come and fly out here to watch a game, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm going to take some money. Hey, mom, family, here, I'll get the tickets. Yeah. So did I need that much money? No, but right? I'll be honest. But you get caught up in the lifestyle of LA and Hollywood, and I guess that's what SC has a lot to offer too, is the area, right? Just like the University of Miami would have, South Beach. So
how did that change with Florida and I guess that community? Like,
so Florida, it's different. I mean, we never got cracked down with players getting paid. You have to see where Florida's located, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
You don't even
Yeah.
have-
But there's
you
still a big booster community though.
There is, and
the cops are the students.
there is, but like I said, it's mostly the community that is paying you, right?
Yeah.
At Florida, it's love my Gators, but it's like the country out there.
Yeah.
It's country folk out there. They're not gonna come up to you and say, "Hey,
You need a ride? Yeah.
you need a car? I got you. I'll get a
Yeah.
car for you." Or out here, some of these rich people out here, and they become your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, they become your friends, and hey, you need a car?
Right.
Sure. Sometimes the car might be a Range Rover or a G-Wagon, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's how you just need a car.
yeah. But in Florida, yeah, because when I was playing out here, it's not we all, but the guys who did well on the field, we drove nice cars, right? Gainesville, no one drove a nice car. Tebow was driving a
Moped.
yeah, mopeds, and it's like Tebow was driving a beat up little
Yeah.
Ford.
Yeah.
I was driving my little Acura. I mean, everyone had their little cars, but you could tell it was all under $5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what you think NIL will do in like paying student athletes.
Yeah.
My theory is that like the schools like USC and Miami that are in big communities and big cities, big markets, will have an opportunity to go back to their like national championship eras of success. Just because you're able to market that, like come to LA, the Hollywood, and you can use your name, image, likeness, and the movie capital of the world, essentially. So that to me is the biggest sell of any university that you can have. Which I mean, we were talking to a few like podcast networks that are trying to get ahead of the whole NIL thing, and they're thinking that within the next few months it might start shifting. Because Florida, the state of Florida, July 1st, I believe, student athletes can start monetizing their name, image, likeness. Mm-hmm. So once a few states, start this legislation, then the NCAA is incentivized to create like a uniform policy just because it'll be so imbalanced. Like, why wouldn't I go to Florida State where I can make $100,000 and go to another ACC or SEC school?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's an opportunity for USC to get back to those days when you were here almost, in a legal sense, right? Because back then we were paying guys, but now there are those opportunities, and they're allowed by the NCAA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talking about players getting paid, or just how schools can really have an advantage to.
Yeah, I think you're saying more the recruiting angle, right? Because
Well, yeah, but that's a big reason why you came here, right? I'm assuming, like a lot of the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I came because you can see, like, I came here because of Pete.
Yeah.
Gainesville's complete opposite.
Right.
There's no Hollywood. There's no stars. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing in Gainesville, right?
Yeah.
So I went there just to win the national championship with Herb now.
Mm-hmm.
I just went who was ever number one. That's where I
Yeah.
wanted to play because I hated to lose.
Yeah. Well, that makes a point, because I think that statement probably would have been true 10, 15 years ago, but with like now where the winning, and that's probably not now, but where the winning goes, like the money goes, right? Like a Coastal Carolina team could market themselves, and like a player there can make a lot of money. I think it just matters now, like,
Yeah.
are you winning?